All right, let's go ahead and get started. So our first nominee for the executive assistant position is Shantae Florick. Shantae is off today, but she has provided a slide that I'm going to share and read to everyone. Shantae has been a member of BUILD for about 2 years and a state of Washington employee for 8 years. Being a part of BUILD for these last few years has been very meaningful to her because she was raised by a single mother who is white, and she was raised in a small town where she only learned about Black history in textbooks. So she's learning more about her history through BUILD. She's interested in being one of the executive assistants because she's a very organized person, likes to organize chaos, and make sure people have what they need in order to be successful. She looks forward to meeting everyone and having another successful year. And I work with Shantae at the Liquor and Cannabis Board. I've worked with her for about 5 years, and Jenny as well. And we've been trying to get her more involved with BUILD, and we're happy that she has accepted the nomination for the executive assistant position. Our next nominee for the executive assistant position is Erica Marie Guzman. And I will give Erica a moment. Let me pin you.
Can you see me now?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Hi, everyone. My name is Erica Marie Guzman. I am with DSHS, Office of Fraud and Accountability. I am our only admin person in our office of 40 plus staff members. So I'm the admin assistant 5 here. I've been with the state for about a year, and I've been with BUILD for a little bit under that. I think Shantae and I would work great together. She has the same goals in mind as I would, and same with Jenny as well. I'm currently doing those roles right now. So I think bringing my little flair of things to BUILD would be great. I want to be able to continue the great communication and the teamwork that's already been in place the last few years of BUILD, already kind of building itself up, and help support where I can and where is needed. So yes, nice to meet everyone. Feel free to always reach out to me. I'm available whenever.
Thank you, Erica Marie. All right, and next we'll move to the co-chair nominees, beginning with Brian Lindstrom.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Brian Lindstrom. I am a human resource generalist right now at OSPI. And please forgive me, I wrote "just breathe" on my whiteboard, but I am still nervous and anxious, so it might come out. So bear with me. I like Shantae, as she said before, I was raised by a single mother, a white woman, lesbian here in Washington, Olympia, Washington, predominantly a white community. So again, like her, I learned a lot about my heritage through interacting with brothers and sisters, as well as the limited information that's provided in the textbook. I think that I provide a lot of exuberant energy. Sometimes that's a little bit too much for folks. So I have the ability to dial that back, especially being in my human resources position. It's a necessity to be able to kind of meet people where they're at. As for my personal journey, I feel like I have been blessed to have some great Black leaders in my life. Just a couple of them, Megan Matthews, Tyrone, Jordan Oliver. I actually got to work with him at Liquor and Cannabis Board. Philip White was actually the individual who gave me the opportunity to be in human resources. So really just a lot of great leaders around me, as well as some great individuals here in this in BUILD. I myself have been around and involved in BUILD since its inception. I remember the very early days. I actually, kind of funny story, I actually invited Tyrone to his first general membership meeting, and then left for Pierce Transit. I left state service and realized that I need to come back to the state. And upon joining back with the state, BUILD was where I needed to be. Aside from my passion for state service, public service. I have a passion for enhancing the Black experience here in Washington State. Before Build, there really wasn't a presence for Black state workers really to congregate and to talk about our experiences, our challenges, those types of things. So I'm extremely appreciative of the work that we've done so far. I look forward to whether that's in this capacity, like I've shared with the current Build leadership. If this is not my time to be the co-chair, I embrace that, and that does not mean that I am leaning back. I want to lean full forward. So if co-chair is in the right place at this time, you will see my face. I will, be wanting to contribute with Build continuously. Another thing about myself that is a little bit unique about my experiences and just being a little vulnerable here. I have 2 children at home, both mixed, Black and Hispanic. My youngest is nonverbal autistic. So really the intersectionality between Build and other business resource groups that we have in Washington State, such as the Diversity Inclusion Network, the VERG, all of the other business resource groups, our path and our mission interconnect. And I just was at a DEI career fair where I represented Build on all of your behalf. And I had the opportunity to discuss future collaboration with all of the VERGs, all of the BRGs, and every last one of them shared that same passion and interest to collaborate more. So again, thank you all for your time. Look forward to connecting with you individually and answering any questions you may have. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. And next nominee we have for the co-chair position, Tamara Gaston.
There, I always have myself on mute. So my name is Tamara Gaston. I am Afro-Indigenous. My father is Black and my mother is an enrolled Oglala Lakota member. I am also an enrolled Oglala Lakota member. I am currently the Tribal Affairs Administrator here with Aging Long-Term Supports Administration over here in the Office of Assistant Secretary. Currently, I utilize my role in supporting the tribal communities with access to services. Previously, I worked in the Community Service Division for a little over 20 years. There, I worked as a deputy administrator, worked for supervisor. And in all those roles, I worked diligently to collaborate with the community that I was working in at the time, to provide resources and tools to help people of color access to employment and build and strengthen the workforce. The reason I am moving forward is I was nominated and very humbled and honored that someone saw the skills that I normally don't like to talk about, or I was raised humble, so in my tradition we don't brag about it, we just do it. So I appreciate that nomination, and I want to honor that. What do I bring? Well, one of the things that I bring is the experience of 2 civil rights activists, one being with the American Indian movement and the other being with the Black Panther Party. I grew up in what they would consider a traditional home, which was culturally responsive to both the Black culture and Native American culture. The generational trauma that I experienced to me wasn't trauma. In fact, it taught me and raised me to be strong, where I would connect with you, the members who are here. I would support the chair and then connect with the members and ask, where do we want to move Build? What are our strengths that we can work on the weaknesses to build on the weaknesses in areas of whether it's the subcommittee, whether it's adding or getting more members out there, whether it's looking at grants to somehow strengthen and broaden Build. looking to you to ask you how you're doing and where are you at in recent light of events. We're here to create this safe space. We're here to heal from it. We're here to talk about it, and we're here to support you, the members. And so not only would I be building upon what this great foundation has done within Build and their previous predecessors, but looking to you to support you, because ultimately this group is here because of you. So I just think I would like to leave it there, because this is ultimately your group, and this is where I would support you in the decision-making process.
Thank you, Tamara. Is it Tamara, Tamara?
It's Tamara.
Tamara, thank you. All right. And our next nominee for the co-chair position is Denise Randall.
All right, well, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. It's an honor and a privilege to be able to have this opportunity to share with you. My name is Denise Randall. I am the current Workforce Recruitment Strategic Advisor for the Community Services Division. I am approaching my 1-year anniversary in state service in CSD, so I'm very excited and looking forward to that. My background is actually in educational equity. I started teaching for Tacoma Public Schools at Stadium High School. I taught at Henry Foss High School as a TRIO advisor, helping underrepresented students gain access to post-secondary institutions and supporting their work trajectory. And then I moved into the nonprofit sector, where I was the Director of Education and Employment Services. I've worked as an assistant principal in Seattle and the executive director of an educational nonprofit in the hilltop of Tacoma, supporting students in grades 2 through 12, to and through college and career. And so that is the experience that I'm bringing into state service. What really drew me to the current work and working in community services division was really the opportunity to impact an area of need. Anytime that I'm looking for employment, obviously we have to pay our bills, but this is the amount of time that we spend in our life working. For me, it's about making a difference and having an impact. And so I was the recipient of a full ride scholarship with the intent of urban leaders going to college, being change agents on that college campus, and coming back into community to be very intentional about how we serve. And I have not taken that lightly. And so the intentionality for me coming into state service and working in the community services division, really thinking about our workforce recruitment, outreach, and partnership is ultimately one of the areas that excited me about coming into the division. I became connected with Build early on. The supervisor that I came on with told me about the resource groups, and I was like, that sounds like my people, that sounds like my place. I'm excited, I want to jump in, I want to serve. And so throughout this year, I have been an active member, so attending meetings, volunteering where I can on different activities. What I'm interested in contributing to this position and opportunity, one, I too want to acknowledge the fact that I was nominated. I wanted to wait a little bit longer, continue to serve in that capacity, and then, nominate myself, or, but to have someone nominate me in this first year meant a lot to me as well. So what I'm excited to bring is really, one, an opportunity to serve. I have a servant's heart. And so any place that I can lead, whether it's similar to Brian, and I'm sure Tamara feels the same, whichever one of us is in this position, we're still going to be leaning in and serving in any capacity that we can. Secondly, for me, is influence the work experience for Black employees. As an executive director leader, serving in a nonprofit sector, serving throughout my career, we all have positive experiences, and we've had not so positive experiences. And both of those drive me thinking about this position and this opportunity and how I can show up as a co-chair, being a voice, being an advocate, really hearing, knowing the experiences, creating space for us to share so that we have opportunities to heal, but also to elevate and to promote the change in the policies that we've outlined in our charter and our mission. So for me, it's really about driving us towards what I consider that North Star. the mission of this group and being really intentional about how I can support the chair and thinking about our big picture and how we are creating experiences that drives us toward that. How I plan on utilizing my leadership skills is to support the leadership efforts, contribute to strategic planning, and also really leaning into community partnership. My background is in community engagement and having an opportunity to bring in those community partnerships to guide us towards that continued just experience for us and future Black folks that we are inviting into community. So that is me, and thank you again for the opportunity.
Thank you, Eldenice. Build family. Those are your nominees for executive assistant and the co-chair position for the Build Executive Leadership. And last but not least, we're way ahead of time here. It's only 2:19, which is all right. But Sharina James is the current interim co-chair for Build and has accepted moving on as the chair for the 2023-2024 term. And so I'm excited to introduce your current co-chair, future chair, Sharina James.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Tyrone. I'm so honored to have been nominated for the role of chair for Build. I'm so excited to be stepping into this. So I'm Sharina James, and I'm in my 18th year of state service. I'm currently working at Department of Commerce, where I work for the Office of Crime Victims Advocacy, and I've been there about 7 years. Prior to that, I was with Department of Corrections Victim Services Unit for 12 years. And I've just, it's weird to say I'm in my 18th year of service, but I really have grown so much being a part of Build, and I'm excited for this next chapter. So I wanted to tell you a little bit more about who I am. So who am I? I'm a Black woman, I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm an auntie, I'm a healer, and I'm also an advocate for systemic change, mostly or mainly in grant funding, but also in resource allocation and beyond that. I'm a connector, and I love connecting people and resources. And one of the things I love about Build is that it's given me many opportunities to do this. I have a skill and an aptitude for partnership and relationship building and project management, all things that I think this chair role will allow me to grow and stretch and just build upon. So I've been a member of Build since 2019 when it started. I was at the kickoff event and so excited to be a part of that. And then in 2020, I decided to get more involved, and I joined as co-lead for the Membership Support and Engagement Subcommittee. And again, just loved my involvement there. Now, as a state employee, as a Black state employee, I really understand the realities of the stress that comes with being in today's society, or being Black in today's society. We honestly face challenges that others do not. And we're in this climate of continued anti-Blackness. We've been through a lot, and I know, we're going to continue to go through things. And it's my hope that as we go through things, we can see the humanity in each other and support each other. So that said, I'm just really excited that Build is a space that we have where we can come together and support each other, and we can work towards positive change. As chair, I'm excited to focus on continuing to amplify Black voices and the voices of Black state employees. And I really want us to lean into the leadership part of our name, Blacks United in Leadership and Diversity. I'm certain, in fact, I know that Build has a vital role in the professional development of our members. And I feel like we are this incubator, this safe environment for members to stretch and grow their skills. We are all brilliant and amazing, and I really want us to be recognized and shown appreciation for that. I also want state employees to understand the purpose and the value of Build and all BRGs. And it's my hope and goal that supervisors around the state will also recognize this value and encourage and support their team members and their supervisees as they want to participate and Build and other BRGs. I have a vision of Build really connecting with the other BRGs because we are definitely stronger together. And then within our subcommittees, I really want to work to make us efficient because we are all working and we have limited time. This is a role we're taking on in addition to our jobs. So it's, it's not about being efficient or being perfect or even modeling after a white supremacy culture. It's about us using the time that we do have to be really smart with it. So I want us to use that time that we do have to just really focus on connecting our members and building community. Again, that supportive environment for our members. So I'm listening and I want to hear from you. How can Build help you grow personally and professionally? And what challenges are you facing as a Black state employee? How can we make the time that you spend engaged with us relevant and impactful? I really want to hear these things from you. And in closing, I ask for your support. I'm just going to say it. I'm brilliant, but I'm imperfect. So I know I'm going to make mistakes and I'm asking in advance for your grace. One more thing, I have a sticky note. I'm bringing back Black joy. We need joy. I'm all about Black joy. So I'm looking forward to seeing all of the great things we can accomplish together. We have such an amazing foundation. Let's keep building together. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sharina. Show some love for the nominees in the chat. This is really exciting. One of my goals was to increase participation. I would like to thank those that nominated. I would like to thank the nominees that have made the decision to move forward. And Build family, you have a tough choice. There are some great candidates for these positions, and Build is going to be in great hands with Sharina and whomever is chosen for co-chair. I'm really curious to see how this will end up. And so we will announce the winners of the co-chair position during our Juneteenth celebration on June 15th. And at this time, I would like to, if there are any members that would like to ask any questions to the nominees, to give you an opportunity to do so. I see a lot of hearts in the chat. Does anyone have a question that they would like the nominees to answer? Amber.
Thank you, Tyrone. Sharina, I really was just fist pumping as you were talking. And I just wanted to hear a little bit more about your vision about connecting the BRGs together. Like, what does that look like? Because I was resonating like a sound yes. And maybe that's just more of an idea than some of the logistics there. But I got so excited hearing that. And I just wanted to hear a little bit more from you.
Thanks so much for the question, Amber. My vision is just that we be more connected and support each other's work. I feel like we are, like I said, we're all working and we're doing this in addition to our job. So we're really kind of siloed. And I think, part of that getting more efficient with our work, we can share that with the other BRGs. And I'm sure that they have ideas that will help us work more efficiently. So I think, if we just share that more often, right now we don't have a lot of space to do that, but I think, if we built in some space to really talk to the other BRGs, we could all support each other and working more efficiently. And so that all of our members are like, when they come to our BRG space, they are just like, that is what I needed. That is the lift that I needed.
Thank you so much. I'm hearing maybe potentially community practices with like all the BRGs together, something where we're
Yes.
sharing best tips, tricks. I'm ready. I'm here for it. Thanks, Sharina.
Thank you.
Will any other Build member like to ask a question? Candidates, anything in addition to what you've stated that you'd like to add? All right.
I will unmute. I will do it. I am a talker. That's me. Well, I just wanted to kind of piggyback off of what Sharina said. I'm sure the Build membership has a bunch of ideas that we can glean from them as well. But yeah, even having potentially, I don't want to call it I don't even want to give it a name, but having a member of each BRG, even inviting them, like intentionally inviting them to our general membership meetings and doing the same, of just sitting in those rooms, not only collaborating in a specific space, but letting them come and see how we do things and vice versa. I think that would be leaps and bounds. And again, the story of a Black employee may be very similar to a story of a Latino or Latina employee. And again, like I said, there's that intersectionality. There could be Black employees that are suffering from mental illness, Black employees that are mixed with Latino or Asian descent, whatever it is. That collaboration needs to happen. And from what it sounds like, I think we're all ready for that. Another thing that I think I would really like to see, just in general, just kind of popping it out there, is more in-person meetings. I know in the very beginning of the inception of Build, we were almost always in person. And that, sidebar conversation, that collaboration shoulder to shoulder was phenomenal. I met so many individuals in the state in varying levels of leadership that, I would have never had the opportunity to do in any other capacity. And the last thing that I wanted to say, it's been in the back of my mind this entire time. If I were to have had a slogan, I would have said, we need to build today for a better tomorrow. And I'll leave with that.
Thank you, Brian. Any other nominees? We're at 12:31, and so we have time.
I'll go ahead after Brian. I'll go in that order. I'll keep the order. I want to stress as a co-chair that every member here, and even so in our meetings, we are valuable. And here at Build, we create that space so that you are aware how valuable you are. Each one of you contribute to your position that you're currently in. And whether you may be looking for a promotional opportunity and there's challenges and barriers that are preventing you from getting that opportunity. For me, being co-chair would be looking at action-oriented, which means what can I do as a co-chair to help you grow and develop? Because we all know as we get into those executive levels and as we move up, we see little of us in that leadership role. And being co-chair, I would like to see more of us in executive roles and in leadership roles. And so how can I help you grow in whatever field or growth that you're looking for, and keep true to yourself so that you can pay it forward and provide that support with other members and continue to stand up and speak out and speak our truth.
Thank you, Tamara.
I'll just add, Sharina, I really appreciated hearing your vision for this upcoming year. And the piece for me that really resonated was Black joy. And I can't tell you how much that made my heart sing. I shared my experience coming into the state services. I won't name the person, but someone got a whole bunch of other Black folks together, got me on a Zoom and said, these are all the people we want to make sure you meet and you connect. That right there was the hook for me of like, this is where I want to be. I'm excited. I want to stay. And I think the more that we get to have those authentic relationship building, really having space to not only decompress or debrief the negative experiences, but really build on the positive ones, allows us to be in the space to really be able to not only withstand, but be strong champions as we're charging ahead. And Tamara, I think you said that beautifully, just around what does that look like? And for me, it was, Sharina, it's that joy piece. And the more that we can really be strong in where we are, build one another up in those spaces of joy. I'm all about that. Tamara, thank you for saying that around how we can share our gifts and talents to build each other up, edify. I really see this as a continued space, that this is your safe space where you can get the practice to then go into the work. And I don't want to take away, this is what Tamara said, I want to build on that. But the piece that I wanted to really say, Sharina, that resonated with me was that piece of joy, that connectedness of joy. And I'm very excited about that, in addition to the work that we get to do, but thinking about the state in which we do the work. So thank you.
Thank you.
I want to say one more thing off of that is, we just here, the nominations here just showed you exactly what we have to offer, whether it's one of us that makes it. We will continue to support each other because we all have some form of skill, talent that we can bring to build. So I am humbled that you spoke after me, because you speak so eloquent, and Brian, you make me nervous. I mean, you speak so eloquent too. So it's like, okay, how am I going to do this? But I just want you guys to know that I'm here to support you. And we just showed our strengths and what we have to offer. So just think about 3 individuals here that have the strength and that can move, build, and assist Sharina in moving this and making it bigger.
Mayor, I just want to echo that right back at you, because you're a powerhouse yourself and you speak powerfully as well. So I want to make sure you leave here knowing that from myself. I'll include Brian because I see him cheering on, and that's real. That's real. So thank you.
Yes, and I'm not going to speak anymore after this because I know this time is for y'all, but I just wanted to say one, again, I'm appreciative and supportive. I'm appreciative and humbled by the nomination, and above and beyond that, I congratulate everyone that's nominated. You know, you're appreciated.
Well, there you have it, Build family. The nominees for Executive Assistant and Co-Chair for Build Executive Leadership. After this meeting, we will be sending out the ballot for members to vote. It will go out via Gov Delivery, as well as it will have the link to this recording for the other members that weren't able to be here with us today. And as I mentioned earlier, that the new leadership will be announced during the Juneteenth celebration. This is exciting. You know, I remember when I was nominated, going through the interview, going through this process, being mentored by Megan Matthews as the past chair, going from, our leadership team was the first election to actually go through the cycle, how this was designed, and that the co-chair moves into the chair position, moves into the past chair. And so I'm extremely proud of this platform, of this business resource group, In my lifetime, there hasn't been a space quite like this where we can gather together and work together to improve not only our experiences in state government, but also in the community in Washington state at large. I wouldn't, if I had a chance to do it over again, I would. This experience has been extremely rewarding, that it feels like the job a lot of the time, that build was on my mind all the time. And so I'm excited for each of the nominees to see their continued involvement in this business resource group. And again, thanks to all of you for taking, accepting this opportunity to step into these positions. And with that said, I would like to thank all of the members that were able to join us here today. You have a very difficult choice, but it feels so good to know that this business resource group is going to be in great hands. Our name Build is just so appropriate that, Megan Matthews has laid the foundation for this business resource group, and to see us continue and, to start something and build upon it, that I'm excited to see what the leadership for the 2023-2024 term will bring to this business resource group. Thanks again. We will end this meeting at this point, and we have 20 minutes that I can give back to everyone. Again, thanks everyone for being here today. Thanks to the nominees for speaking to the membership, and everyone have a blessed day. Who did that? Who's doing that?
I had to before we're out of here. I appreciate you all. I hope you have a great weekend and week. It's supposed to get super nice next week. So again, thank you for your time. It's always good to see you guys.
Thank you. See you soon.
Yes, ma'am.
Bye-bye.